Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of this video on Indian logistics sector. In the first part, we discussed the challenges with Indian logistics sector and major reforms from Indian government along with the role of e-commerce in driving the growth of this sector. If you haven't watched that video, then pause this video and watch the first part to have a good understanding on the overall dynamics of Indian logistics sector. Now in this video, we will discuss the top listed player in Indian logistics space. Please note that this video is not a buy or sell call. It's purely for educational purpose. The idea is to identify well-run companies in Indian logistics sector that you can keep in your watch list and can do further analysis on some of the potential player and eventually decide if you want to add them in your portfolio or not. Now there are 11 listed players that I want to discuss, and then I'll share my preferred pick from these 11 stocks. Since in this video it's not possible for me to cover in-depth analysis of these companies, so let me know if you want me to cover any of these logistic players' business in detail. Also please note that historically the situation for logistics sector was never favorable in India, and it's a highly capital intensive business. Hence, you can't expect a very high profitability as of today, as majority of these companies are expanding their businesses. But going forward, these companies could be a huge beneficiary of transformation in Indian logistics sector. Moreover, the biggest differentiation, or rather the winner in logistics sector, would be the companies that would be the early adopter of newer technologies, because technology is going to play a very crucial role in entire logistic value chain. Ultimately, everything will boil down to how efficiently the logistic company run its business and make profits. And technology would be a major factor to improve the efficiency of logistic companies. Also, please note that we are not considering the railway stocks for this video. That can be a separate topic for discussion. Alright, let's get started. So the first stock in the list is Container Corporation of India. Established in 1988, Concor is a PSU where Indian government hold around 54.8% stake. Its primary operation is to provide inland transportation of container from port using rail wagons. The company also manages cold chain storage and warehouses. It's a leader in Indian rail freight segment with nearly 60% market share. Financial performance of the company has been subdued in last few years without much growth in both revenue and profit. Its latest ROE stands at 10.6% and ROC at 13.8%. It's virtually debt-free company, and in last 3 years, company has generated a free cash flow of 2,168 crore. Concor command a market cap of around 42,000 crore rupees and command a PE ratio of around 38. In terms of shareholding, currently 54.8% stakes are with Indian government, 21.5% with FIs and 20.5% with DIs. Public hold just 3% stake. Although Indian government is planning to disinvest around 30% stake from company and bring in strategic investors that will also change the management. So going forward, Concor re-rating would depend upon the credit profile of the strategic investor. Second stock in the list is Aegis Logistics. Company provide logistics solution for oil, gas, chemical and petrochemical industry. It basically has two segments, liquid logistics and LPG, where it provide your import, export, storage and distribution service for all type of liquid chemicals, petroleum product, then vegetable oil as well as LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas. Financially, its revenue growth has struggled before COVID, but it has grown sharply post-COVID. Company's operating profits have grown at good rate and net profits have also grown significantly. Its latest ROE stands at 16% and ROCE at around 17%. It has debt to equity of 0.54 and in last 3 years, its free cash flow stood at minus 210 crore, mainly because of heavy investment. Otherwise, operationally, it is consistently generating positive cash. Company commands a market cap of around 11,800 crore and has a PE ratio of around 25. In latest holding, promoter hold around 58% stake, FIs have 18.4% stake and DIs have 3.7% stake. Public holding is 19.8%, that is consistently reduced in the past, which is again a very good sign. Next stock in the list is Gateway Distripark. Established in 1994, company is an integrated intermodal logistics service provider. It has a network of 10 inland container depot and container freight stations strategically located across the country. It operates a fleet of 31 train set along with more than 500 trailers for transportation between its facility and maritime ports, as well as first and last mile connectivity. Company offers general and bonded warehousing, rail and road transportation, then container handling service and other value-added service. It is also the parent company of another listed company, Snowman Logistics, that is also part of this list. Financially, its revenues have consistently grown at a good rate with nearly 3 times growth in last 10 years, and profits have grown 10 times in last 10 years. Its latest ROE stands at 10.6% and ROC stands at 13.8%. It's virtually debt-free company, and in last 3 years, company has generated free cash flow of 2,168 crore. Currently, it commands a market cap of 4,300 crore at an attractive P/E ratio of 18. It looks like even institutional investors like the stock. In latest holding, FIs have 13.8% stake and DIs have 40% stake, with all major DIs holding this company. Public holding has reduced in the company, which is again a very good sign. Next stock in the list is Allcargo Logistics. Established in 1993, Allcargo is India's largest integrated logistics service provider in the private sector. It is world's number one LCL, that is less than container load consolidator in express logistic industry, and is India's number one CFS, that is container freight station operator, and offers access to 180 countries and door-to-door service in over 50 global market with services across more than 2,400 direct trade lanes. It is also the parent company of another listed company, Gati, that is also a part of this list. Financially, its revenues have also consistently grown at a very good rate, but profits have been quite volatile. Its latest ROE stands at 20% and ROC at 19.8%. It has debt to equity of 0.42, and in last 3 years, company has generated free cash flow of 2,361 crore. Company commands a market cap of around 6,700 crore at a P/E ratio of 15. In terms of shareholding, promoters have around 70% stake, FIs have 10.8% stake, DIs have 2.6% stake, and public holds 16.6% stake. Even ace investor Mr. Mukul Agarwal also has 1.34% stake in the company. Next company in the list is VRL Logistics. Established in 1983, VRL started as goods transportation service provider and then expanded its services to include passenger transportation from 1996. Today, company has nearly 5,600 vehicles that include your nearly 5,300 goods transport vehicle and around 300 passenger buses, out of which nearly 89% of the vehicles are debt-free. Financially, its revenues have grown at slower rate, but company's margins have expanded in the last few years, and hence profits have grown at good rate in last 5-6 years, excluding the COVID slump. Its latest ROCE stands at 18% and has got debt to equity of 0.74, and in last 3 years, company has generated free cash flow of 338 crore. Company commands a market cap of around 6,400 crore at a P/E ratio of 39. In terms of shareholding, promoters have 64% stake, FIs have 2%, DIs have significantly 25% stake that has increased consistently, and public hold just 8% stake that is also reduced consistently in the past few quarters. Next stock in the list is Mahindra Logistics. Established in year 2000, Mahindra Logistics is a subsidiary of Mahindra Group that also hold around 58% stake in the company. It offers multiple services including your last mile delivery, where it facilitates delivery to customer of major e-commerce players and building India's largest 3-wheeler EV fleet. Then it offers contract logistics, providing your transportation, warehousing, stores and line feed, fulfillment and VAS service. It also offers B2B express and freight forwarding service, and in addition, company also offers your employee transportation service, airport service, then your taxi for outstation. Financially, company's revenues have grown at a very good rate with more than 3 times growth in last 10 years, and its operating profits have also grown nearly 8 times in last 10 years. Although the company is posting high depreciation, that has reduced its earning, although it has no impact on the cash flow. Now, due to low earning, mainly from depreciation, company's ROE and ROC are below 10%, but it does not impact company's cash flow, where it has generated free cash flow of 381 crore in last 3 years. Although the company has debt to equity on higher side at 1.38, but being a part of Mahindra Group, it is not a major concern. Apart from promoter, FIs hold around 11.5% stake in the company, DIs have 17% stake, and public has 13.5% stake. Next company in the list is TCI Express. Established in 1996, TCI Express is an express logistic company that offers domestic and international courier service through rail, road and air, with access to nearly 40,000 locations across India. It also provides e-commerce delivery service with focus on express cargo distribution. Company operates on asset-light business model with low working capital requirement. To expand its business, company has planned a capex of around 500 crore between FY23 to 28. Financially, the sales growth of the company has been on the lower side in last few years, but its margins have expanded significantly, and hence profits have grown nearly 3 times in last 6 years. And due to fall in taxation, net profits have zoomed around 4 times. Its latest ROE stands at 24.6% and ROCE at 32.6%. So it has got very high profitability. Company is completely debt free, and in last 3 years, company has generated free cash flow of 116 crore, and company commands a market cap of around 5,700 crore at a P ratio of 40. In terms of shareholding, promoters have 69.6% stake, FIs have 2.3%, and DIs have 10.1% stake, whereas public holds 17.8% stake, which is consistently reducing. Again, a great sign. Next stock in the list is Gati. Established in 1989, Gati services include your express distribution, supply chain management solution, e-commerce logistics, managed value-added transportation service, then freight forwarding, and your cold chain logistics. Company has a network of over 600 offices, including your 24 surface transshipment hubs, and operate a fleet of more than 5,000 vehicles on road across India with presence in 650 plus districts covering around 19,000 pin codes. Financially, company has struggled on all parameters including both sales, margins and profits. However, in 2020, Allcargo Logistics acquired 46.8% stake in the company and further increased it to 50.2%. And that can be a positive sign for the turnaround. Even ace investor Mr. Mukul Agrawal holds 5.38% stake in the company. Currently, it commands a market cap of around 2,200 crore. Okay, next company in the list is a micro-cap company and name is Snowman Logistics. Established in 1993, Snowman is the largest provider in the highly fragmented temperature-controlled warehousing, transportation and logistic industry in India. As of FY23, company had warehousing capacity of nearly 1.35 lakh pallets across 44 warehouses in 18 cities. It also has 239 refrigerated trucks providing last mile intercity distribution service through a consignment agency model. It caters to marquee customers across category including your seafood segment, pharma, dairy, e-commerce and quick service restaurant. It is the subsidiary of Gateway District Park. Financially, company's revenues have grown consistently with nearly 8 times growth in last 10 years, and hence margins are also very high, and hence operating profits have also grown significantly. Although due to depreciation, profits were negative in the past, but it does not impact the cash flow. Currently, company's ROE and ROC is very low and has debt to equity of 0.61 and has generated free cash flow of 85 crore. In terms of shareholding, currently there is no FI or DI holding since the company is very small and hence high public holding. Now, next company in the list is one of the biggest and very promising player in Indian logistics industry. It's Delhivery. It's a newest technology-led logistic company that offers delivery of express parcel and heavy goods, then PTL, that is partial truckload, and TL, that is full truckload freight, then warehousing, supply chain solution, cross-border express and supply chain software. Company also offer value-added service such as your e-commerce return services, then payment collection and your processing and so on. While the potential in the company is immense, the only concern is the valuation. Company launched its IPO last year at 487 rupee and currently it is trading at around 430 rupee with a market cap of around 32,000 crore. Since it is in loss, we can't have PE ratio. But please note that company is growing at an exponential rate with sales growing from 1,650 crore to 7,400 crore, showing more than 5 times growth in last 4 years. In terms of stock holding, its promoters that include PE firms hold 65.5% stake, DIs have 14.58% stake, which is significantly increasing every quarter, and public hold around 19.8% stake. Now, final stock in the list is a newly listed IPO and probably one of the most potential player in this stock list. Its name is TVS Supply Chain, which is part of prestigious TVS Group. This is one company that I'll certainly discuss in detail shortly. Basically, TVS Supply Chain has 2 segments: integrated supply chain that include your sourcing and procurement, then integrated transportation, logistic operation centers, then in-plant logistic operation, finished goods, aftermarket fulfillment and supply chain consulting. Then second is your network solution that involve managing end-to-end freight forwarding and distribution across your ocean, air, land and your warehousing, as well as port storage and value-added services, as well as your time-critical final mile solution. Financially, its revenues have grown from 6,700 crore in FY19 to 10,200 crore in FY23, and operating profits have grown from 500 crore to nearly 700 crore. Ignoring the COVID slump, company's profit before tax is very low because of two reasons: high interest payment and high depreciation. Company has got a high debt of 3,300 crore. However, in the latest IPO, company has raised fresh issue of 600 crore, out of which majority of money would be used to repay the debt. So debt should reduce in the coming quarter. Still, it is on higher side. Currently, TVS supply chain commands a market cap of around 9,700 crore. In terms of shareholding, promoters hold 43.4% stake, FIs have 2.3% stake, and DIs have taken 9.4% stake in the latest IPO. Public holding is showing high, but around 33% stake are with investment firms or HNIs. Retail holding is very, very low. Overall, if I conclude, my list of top logistic companies include Container Corporation, Aegis Logistics, Gateway District Park, Allcargo Logistics, VRL Logistics, then Mahindra Logistics, TCI Express, Gati, Snowman Logistics, Delhivery, and TVS Supply Chain. Out of this list, if I have to pick 3 stocks, I would pick Gateway District Park, TCI Express, and TVS Supply Chain. If I have to add another name, then it would be Aegis Logistics and then Allcargo. Now tell me in the comments, which is your preferred pick from Indian logistics sector? And let me know if you want me to cover any specific company in detail. If you find this video useful, do share it with your friends. I'll see you next video. Till then, take care.